right, guys. Hope you can hear me here. So this is the first. Let me just turn my camera. So this is the first time I'm doing this through YouTube Live. So basically, this is just a test. I have no idea who's gonna come here. Maybe no one's gonna come here. But here, I'm just gonna basically, if you're coming here, I'm gonna answer your questions, and also I'll be going over the services I offer on Fiverr. So hopefully this could be interesting for you guys. Also, I'll be sharing my screen and basically, explaining some of the services I offer and talk about myself as well. So hopefully this could be useful. And I'm not sure, once again, how many people probably, maybe no one's gonna watch here, but anyways, if you guys coming, please make sure you leave a comments or ask your questions. And I'm also gonna be giving a little bit like a lecture, talking about basically the services I offer and also some of the results we've been gaining from the campaigns, and also some of the suggestions that you can take if you're like growing your Instagram, if you're trying to achieve certain goals. So this could be useful for you guys. So let me try to share my screen first here. Right, oops, here. All right, so I think you can see my screen here. So guys, first thing first, basically, thank you so much, Jan. I really appreciate you coming here. So please feel free to ask any questions, and it's let me know if you can hear me clearly and things like that. So it's gonna be, hopefully it's gonna be interesting for you guys to interact. So first thing first, basically, I'm specializing in Instagram marketing, in Facebook advertisements, and content management. So here's and you guys have a link in that description. If you, for example, don't know, if you're watching this, maybe you came not from Fiverr or you're just from YouTube, things like that. So this is just, overview. You can find my services here on Fiverr. And basically, what you can see here is I have 3 services I'm offering. So this is my 2 packages for Instagram growth. And also recently I started doing consulting with clients as well. So right now it's 3 packages. I'm also going to be expanding into the other services. So I'll be doing Facebook ads as well, and also will be offering Instagram ads too. So this will be interesting other services. And so first thing first, basically, what the service I offer. So I'm offering Instagram growth for your audience. You can get potentially sales, but the main goal is to increase your engagement and also increase basically your through organically. So we're doing this organically. We're doing the manually actions, following and unfollowing. And what is great about this also is I'm providing you all the analytics. So there are a lot of other sellers here that doing the same kind of services that I am, but the most important and biggest difference that I'm offering, first thing, it's very, very safe. I'm not using any third parties apps or anything. It's completely everything made by me and also my team members. So it's you're coming to, like, I've been working with this over 3 years, and it's been an amazing journey, of course, but I saw a lot of different accounts and a lot of different campaigns. So let me first answer. I see a lot of questions coming here. So what I want to ask, recently I did a few posts where I researched my hashtags in the nutrition fitness area, and I use not so common hashtags. So that's my chances hard to be present the top post. After using those hashtags, I found myself on many of the top, but somehow I didn't get more engagement. It's because the hashtags I use, people just don't look for. So that's a good question. That's a very, very good question. So let me actually show you some of the examples. So for example, you can see my page here. I'm basically, like running this page. I did it from beginning, from 0. And this page is also a very good test for me because I'm also testing a lot of stuff here. So first thing, I'm just going to show you, you have absolutely right. So you're using research hashtags. You have to be using them. So because the idea, for example, let's say your average likes are, between like 50 and 100. So you're trying to get those ranges in the top section, right? So you're gonna appear there, and then, for example, once you get more and more likes, you're gonna get, you're gonna use more popular hashtags. So that's basically the path, how to grow it. And so here I wanted to show you this. So you can see on average, so here I got 1,630, 1,200, 1,500. This one lower because it's a little bit different kind of content I'm putting there. But you can see this post. This post is 2,317 likes. So this is actually the most I've gained, so far. And pretty much why I got to that part, like why is 2,000? Because first thing first, I'm using research hashtags. So you can see those hashtags here, putting them as a comment, they're all researched. So basically, right now, for example, if we click there, I'm not going to be there, of course, because it was a while. But for example, this post also was posted by me. It got to the top section. But when I posted these hashtags, I think 90% of them brought me to the top section. And then what happened is it's somehow also got into the explore feed. So basically, the things we're doing this using the research hashtags and appearing more at the top, that will give us the chance to get to the explore feed as well. So there's no like right path how to get there, but that's what worked for me. And also I heard from other clients that helped them as well. And then potentially if you're consistently using those research hashtags that you're getting you to the top section, then you have a chance to get into the explore feed. So it's very, very important to use them, because otherwise if you're just using popular ones, then it's just going to be very, very, very difficult to get the real engagement, because a lot of happening was people use popular hashtags, and then other like tools, programs, they're just like automatically liking them and stuff like that. So they're getting engagement, but it's not really real engagement. So this is the number way of doing. So you have to research them and then put them as a comment, like I always say to clients. And then after that, basically you have much higher chances to appear at the top sections, and of course getting to the explore feed. So I hope that question was clear for you. And so let me just go back to my kind of like a plan, what I wanted to talk about. So the services here, I'm offering Instagram growth. You can either get 2 weeks package or monthly package. And so here is, there's of course difference in the time frame, but usually, the 2 weeks is just for a test to make sure, you kind of like understand what's going on, and just like getting feel of that. So it's great for testing that. And then of course you have, if you want to do this on the recurring basis, if you just want to keep promoting your Instagram monthly, you can of course get like the monthly package, and that will give you consistently growth monthly. And then right now I'm also doing the consulting too, and I think that's great, the consulting, because many people are not sure exactly where to go with Instagram, what kind of tools and strategies to use. So it's it's like, I think that's consulting is nice, because like this I can talk to you one-on-one and basically explain all the strategies, tactics, and analyze your account and provide you clear strategy of growth. Because me myself, I spend a lot of time researching, and also basically like looking at all different sorts of accounts on Instagram, and helping clients. So I have a lot of experience and knowledge, so I can save you many hours, days, maybe months as well. So it's very, very good service as well. And so another thing, I just want to show you guys some of the examples and some of the results been getting. So let me just go here. And so basically the idea, right, when we're running the promotion, the idea is we're following other people, we're liking their posts as well. So we're trying to create those kind of real engagement with them, so that they can see that, and then they can after that basically follow back, like back, comment, or maybe you can find that with that way you can find potential clients as well, and then potential connections that will bring you more sales and more maybe partners, things like that. So it's very, very good, because everything what we're doing here, it's organic, it's real, we're not doing any fake followers or bots, it's everything organic. And so here is some of the, I will show you some of the results that the clients are getting. And of course, every account is different. It's not necessary every client will gonna get those results, because a lot of things are important. Here is your content, of course, and basically the consistency of post when you're posting. So it's very, very important. But here are some of the results you can see from the client I'm working with. So for example, what is important here is that we're able to determine follow back ratio. So this is very big, because basically all the hashtags, all the locations, all the competitor accounts we're putting, we want to make sure we understand how much people were gaining from each account. So this is perfect, because like this, what is the best part of this service is I'm able to determine that. So I can see what works best for you and what is not. And if something is not working well, then I'm not focusing on those hashtags or locations. So I'm only using the best ones. But of course, it's a little bit, every account is different, every niche is different. So it's a little bit complicated to determine that straight away, so we have to do a test run for a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then we can, understand our beginning fallback percentage, and then we can work through it to improve it. So for example, with David, we started at around, I would say he had already great results, and we started at around 20-25% follow back, maybe around 20, I think, and now you can see it's almost 40, so it's pretty much 40%. So that's huge results, because as you can see, you can gain up to 6,500 followers, I would say, with those methods, and probably even more if you're very, very, very consistent and you have kind of like unique strategy on your content. So but those results are real, so it's not it's not fake or anything. Those results are real. It's happening it could happen with you, or it did happen with you. So it's just it's truth here. And so I'm providing basically one of the biggest advantages. I'm providing this value for you. And so here I can just also show you his account, so you can just basically see. And those results, basically it's been 2 months so far, and those results are very, very good. And of course, there's a lot of different things that play here. It's of course the type of person, maybe it's already a celebrity, or the content. But it's just important to understand that the main important thing is to be able to post consistently, and also have some sort of content structure, so that the audience can understand when they go to your page, so it looks organized. So here I'll show you another example of the statistics you're getting. So those are very, very useful, because it's, if you're doing some sort of social media marketing, you want to be able to track everything. So here is another statistics you can see. It's basically targeting performance. So here we're showing you our basically like hashtags, the location and things like that. So we're showing you the accounts, other popular accounts we're using, and how much the growth you're getting from them. So you can see here, it's getting here. So here's our actions. Also, a lot of clients, when they get this, they don't understand it straight away. So maybe this could be also potentially good for whoever's watching here, or maybe you're gonna watch this on the replay. So this is good, because like this I can go over them, and like this you can understand them much better. So we have basically our targets, right? So I'm mostly using your competitors or other accounts with a similar audience. And the reason I'm doing this, because there's obviously we can find more relevant people there. So here you can see the actions, right? So how many basically people I followed from that account, their followers, and you can see also the return, the follow backs. You can see here the percentage, which is incredibly importantly, and you can see the amount of followers we got from each person. So those are great, because you can see I can quickly delete the ones that are pretty much not engaging and not active. But then here percentages are good, so I'm keeping all of them. And then when you run the promotion, let's say you run for first time, right? So we might get maybe not the best results straight away, but then for the next promotions, I'm still, if I'm using the same targets, I'm not following the same people. I'm always trying to find new people, and I'm always trying to find, new targets for you, so you can get those fallback percentages up. So this is very, very useful information, and it's really valuable for you. And also another thing I want to cover is another report that you are getting when you're running the promotion. And this report is also extremely popular and important. And this report basically shows you the best fans of your account. So you can see here, for example, people who liked the most of your pictures and who commented the most. So here, by default, like, I'm sorting this by the likes, so you can see the number of likes here, and you can see, of course, the people who are liking. And what I can do, and what I always do when we finish the promotion, I'm always adding those people to the whitelist. So like that means those people are going to be followed by you for the remaining of the time, unless you want to unfollow them manually. I'm doing this because, I'm trying to keep your highest engagement people here. So like this, you can, they can potentially be engaged in the future posts, and that's very, very important, of course, for your account. So please, if you have any questions with that, feel free to ask, or after that you can also comment under this video, and I'll be happy to go over and things like that. So this is so far with the marketing growth we have. So very, very important when we're starting the promotion, right? For example, when you want to start the promotion, first you place an order, of course, and then it's going to take, I would say, around 48 hours max for me to start working on that account, in terms of like start logging into the account. And then the promotion will start, let's say 3 days is the maximum that, from the moment you place an order, and then basically in 3 days it will start the promotion. Of course, you can get if you want to get it faster, you can have the 24-hour option as well. That's useful if you want to get started straight away. But if you don't mind waiting a few days, because during those few days, what I'm doing is I'm trying to find relevant targets for you. I'm trying to find basically those information that could help us grow more and more. And then basically, once the promotion starts, what I'm doing is I'm monitoring your account. So my team basically is working to monitor and analyze the analytics we're getting. And then after those analytics, we can determine whatever you have good targets or not, or need to be adjusted, or maybe we need to do other filtering. So it's very, very simple, but it's very, very important, that process. And then basically after promotion is when you have those timer is up, what we do is send you the stats. And then basically once you get those stats, you can analyze our work. And then after that, we're working to unfollow people from your account. So if you're, for example, if you see the order is delivered and you're stuck at like 5,000 followings, don't worry, because basically I'm promising you I'm going to bring you to the original number. So that's what I'll be doing after the promotion. So when the timer is up, I rather focus more on promotion than doing, for example, focusing too much on unfollowing, right? So I can do that after the timer is up. So like this, you can have also extra days of the promotion. And so another thing I want to cover is actually the extras you see on my page. So I have a couple extras, and one of them is very, very interesting and also important, is the live statistics. So for example, when you place an order, it's either in those two packages, you can get in this one or this one. It's $40 per month, and if you're getting 2 weeks, it's $20 per 2 weeks. And what is this basically statistics gives you is it gives you you get access to your analytics. So you don't need to ask me to send them. You don't need to wait until the end to get them. You can get them straight away, and you can monitor 24/7 them. So it's very, very simple information, but it's very useful. So here you can see the amount of followers we got from the beginning of the promotion. You can see the follow back percentage, which is very, very important. And then you can see like here starting followers, starting date, and you can see here what is the current status, because also in many cases I see people are not they're asking you why their account is not promoting, why there is no growth. And one of the reasons is because the account is unfollowing. So when we're unfollowing, I'm mostly engaged with the current audience you have. So for example, I'm liking their feed, I'm interacting with them rather than finding new ones. So like this, we can get the engagement up. So this is of course very, very important information too. And you can see here amount of posts, followers, current number for followers, current number of following, which is important. You can see the growth rate here as well, so how the account was growing. So you can see here, I cut that spike, so you can see it's going up really quickly, and here it was kind of steady growth. So it was steady growth because I was, of course, like doing following, liking actions, but I was not really posting much, and I was not also using hashtags much. And here you can see what happened basically at the, so here's the end of the, yeah, okay, so end of the August. So you can start seeing, I start posting, of course, like I would say somewhere, I'll start posting, somewhere here in the still beginning of August, but then the results are paid off at the very end, because of course it takes time. And once I was using the hashtags, and I'm using the hashtags like I explained earlier, research hashtags every single time, and then you can see that spike just basically goes up. And but the problem is, many people, what happen is when they're trying, when they're posting consistently, they're growing their account, trying to post, they see like slow growth, like you can see here, and then probably 95% of the people with the growing their Instagram account, they quit at this point. So just before that spike, when you can get viral and you can get to explore feed, it's very, very disappointing, but you don't know the exact date when this is going to happen. So you have to be very, very patient as well, but you have to post consistently, use all those things that I already talked many times. And then like you can see here, it's basically paid off. And so what you can also see, you can see the recent post here. It's pretty simple. And then we have our growth performance. So we can see basically the growth by day. So every day we can see how many people we got. And like I said, when we hit that spike, basically here, you can see, then in our growth days, you can see how changed. It's crazy. So we got over 400 followers in one day, and that's really, really, I think, very, very good. And and then you can see the growth here when it was. So that spike, it's very, very important to catch. And also when you catch that, you have to be still consistently posting and using all different kind of hashtags as well, so you can get continue that growth. And so then you have also, and this is basically whoever is maybe joining now or watching, this is the live statistics that you can get when you order my service. You can get this as an extra, and this is extremely useful because you have this in the live everything, so you can see what's happening with your account, like I said earlier, and which stage of the process it is, unfollowing, following, and you can see the growth here. And then you can, in the growth performance, you can see the amount of people we gain per day, which is very, very, very important. So what else? So we have here our top engagers, right? So the ones I'm sending you here at the very end, you also are getting them here. And you can see, for example, right here, this person like 76 and left 70 comments, and I'm sorting by the comments. So I can sort by total, and then it's gonna refresh that. I can sort by the comments, I can sort by the likes. So there's different kind of options. The only thing when you're doing this, when you're trying to open top engagers for the first time, it might take some time to load those results. So please be patient, but you're getting incredible information. So you can see those people, you can see the amount of likes they left, you can see also the comments here. So those information are useful because the idea as well is to try and to keep them following still those people, so that they can be engaged in the future posts and they can be engaged continually. And then you have, of course, your whitelist. So this whitelist shows the current people you're following. And also, what is great about it, you can also download the information. You can have it on your, it's going to be the CSV file, so basically Excel file. So you can open it, go over it. So this information is extremely useful. So once again, we have the dashboard. To see the current status of account, you have the chart, then you have the basic growth by day. You can see how many people we got per day, and then you have the top engagers, the people who liked you the most and commented you the most, and then you have the whitelist. So basically the people who I'm keeping following. So this information is important, of course it goes as an extra, but in my opinion it's extremely useful, because if you can track live and see what's happening, then you're more kind of secured, more confident in your growth, and you can see also, what's working and what's not. So let's say you're posting something at specific time, date, so you can see, for example, let's say you're using some type of hashtags, maybe hashtags here and then different ones here. So then you can determine which ones, of course, these ones seems like they work better, so I'm going to be using those hashtags for my next post, let's say. So just an example, but these results are really, really great. So let me just check here. Okay, good. So what else? So basically, then going back to Fiverr here, right? So just want to also explain you some of the processes here, what's happening with the, like messages here and things like that. So me, myself, if you write me a private message here, so not in the order, but in the private here, inbox, I'm going to be, looking at those messages, and I'm going to reply to you within, right now it's, I would say, we're still around 24 hours, response rate, but I'm trying to, I would say, from next week or even from tomorrow, it's going to be 12-hour response rate, so you can get reply much faster. And like this, if you have a question specifically to me, if you need advice or you need, any adjustments, you can ask me here in the inbox. And then if you, of course, if you, the ones you're sending in the orders, then my team is basically in charge of them. So if you're sending something in the orders here, my team is in charge of them, and also I'm looking at them as well. But I'm very focused more on inbox and trying to obviously answer to you and explain about your question and get as much information as I can to you. And then what else? So the plans for future as well, want to talk about that. I know a lot of you asked about Facebook advertising, asked about Instagram advertising. So I'm actually going to start doing this. We're going to start doing this in a little bit more in September, so like middle of September. And this is going to be important as well, because we can cover, basically Facebook advertising campaigns for any goal you have, for any budget you have, and we can also cover Instagram ads. And Instagram ads, what is great about them is you can now place ads in the stories, and you can place ads in the, in the feed as well, of course. And you're getting a lot of interaction. When you place, for example, in the stories nowadays, you're getting more interaction. So I'll be offering that too. So Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and then what I'm also be expanding into consulting. So I'll be offering different, directions of it. So it's going to be also, if you're, for example, in e-commerce, if you need advices on how you can grow your e-commerce, how you can generate a lot of, sales and strategies to use. This will be another gig that will be coming later in September. That's basically will cover, the very, very important aspect of e-commerce. So like the strategy. So we'll be of course covering Facebook and Instagram to do those, basically to run your e-commerce. Facebook and Instagram will be one of the most important for your business. And also I'll be doing this with my friend who is an expert in e-commerce. So that will be, like double value for you. And so if you have any questions, feel free to, write me to the inbox, and I'll personally look at them, every single one of them. If I'm maybe, I will recommend not to send multiple messages at times, because what happens is I'm always going through, very the old ones to new ones. So if you send multiple, then you're going to be always at the new, kind of the top. So that's going to take some more time for me to get back to you. But if you send 1, 2 messages, and within 24 hours, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Then if you send more, like 10 or 5, 10, then it's going to be harder. All right. What niche can you promote on Facebook? Good question. Facebook niche. We can promote pretty much any niche, right? In terms of, there's specific rules there with Facebook, like it's not advised, and it's basically can't promote like tobacco and things like that. But what we can do, and what's working well, is we can try to run different campaigns for different goals. So let's say we can run a campaign for let's say reach as many people as we can, and see how they can react to the product, to the ad. And we can also run ads specifically to like conversions or leads, and see basically how people reacted there. And then what we can do, and you can install the Facebook pixel, and we can track the people who bought. We can take them, create a custom audience, and then basically that will find another in the same niche, more people, and then we can target to them. So I would say it depends. That question is a little bit complicated, because it has to be, every niche is different, and of course for every niche there's different kind of strategies. They're not huge, but they're minor differences in them. So like for some of them, video working incredibly better than photo, and edit. Usually it is, video is much more appealing, but still for some businesses video might be incredibly important. Like there is no, if someone put a picture, it's not going to be a sale with some niches. So it's important to understand what type of niche, and of course your content has to be very high quality and things like that. So but video, or especially if you're like recording yourself, explaining the product, showing like behind the scenes, showing the benefits, the facts, that's pretty much the content you should be promoting on Facebook ads and Instagram ads to get the most engagement. If it's just a picture, it's very, very tough to convince the person to click there and to spend more time in your product and find out more information. It's better to straight away, 5-10 seconds present, like give some facts that will stay in the person's mind, so he can go to a website and find more information there. So yeah, so far hopefully that that answer was somehow helpful. So like I said, guys, if you're watching this after the replay, feel free to send me a message in the inbox. When you place an order, please, like I said, the process is following. You place an order, it's going to take 24 to 48 hours for me to log in to your account, right? And then after that, I'll be researching the targets, and then I'll be using the ones that you provide as well. So that helps a lot. And the reason I'm asking also to provide them, because, for example, we have all different niches, and maybe some niches are, basically the competition much better than I am. So that's perfect. You can send me the accounts, you can send me like location you want to focus in, and that will help me to get better results and also get started much quicker. So let me just check here. Second. All right. So yes, that's pretty much it. And then after promotion, I'm sending the reports always to you, and you can always request me. But I will suggest to get the live statistics, the basically here, this panel, because then you can access everything live, and you can see whatever it's working, working good or not, and you can see those, like the fallback percentage, which is the most important pretty much, because we want to make sure we identify the percentage of return from all of these actions. And so yes, and that's pretty much it. So guys, let me just stop sharing this, go back here, 1 second. Okay, go hang out here. All right, so hopefully that was helpful somehow for some of the people, and so please let me know if you have any questions. I know this just was the first time, so we'll see how it's gonna be like, and maybe potentially we can do this, on a weekly basis, like this. You guys can see this more regularly, and like this you can come, let's say maybe every Friday or every Monday or every like Wednesday, things like that. You can ask your questions. We can go over some things, and cover, pretty much things you want. So thanks for watching. Have a great start of the weekend, end of the day, or start of the day, whatever time zone you are. So thanks, guys. Take care.